boyfriend, he's turning 21, and their parents talking about going to Vegas and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay. Doing a whole thing.
So it's pretty funny. So they're like, well, we don't want everyone to drink too heavily on your 21st birthday because it'll ruin your weekend.
What the parents?
And she was telling me this, and she's like, so they said it'll ruin our weekend. I was like, they're talking about them. She's like, what do you mean? I said,
you're going to be good to go.
I said, I'm not allowed to tell you, but Chipper and I used to get trashed every day, and we would be fine by 11 a.m. and do it all. We'd run it back.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
Yes, yes, yes. We're back and better than ever. Cerny, we just bulldozed past this milestone for the show, and I didn't even realize. And then I texted the other night.
Oh, that's right, but I was driving.
But Cerny was driving, and it came to our attention that the Chip and Cern Show has eclipsed 50,000 total downloads.
Woo!
We'll pause for a applause break. But yeah, I mean we're well past that by a few thousand now. But I guess we weren't paying attention.
No.
Whoops.
I wasn't paying attention. Whoopsie. Yeah, I saw you text me. I was like, oh, but I was like driving. It was.
Well, you know, when the laughs are just rolling so hard, you get kind of distracted. It's hard to always look back in the rearview mirror when you're always looking.
True. It's like the time flies when you're having fun. That's kind of how it works.
Exactly. Never worked a day in my life.
The downloads roll when you're laughing at it.
Yep. All the laughs. And, once those chipmunks and Cerny sleds start laughing, the downloads come rolling in. Not to mention a couple good clickbait titles. Hop on a couple trends. You know, we're movers and shakers over here at the Chip and Cern Show.
Movers and shakers.
Speaking of movers and shakers, Cerny, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to experience this together. This is
ready.
He's ready. He's ready, folks. This popped up on Reddit that a kid hijacked his school's email account, and he sent out the following announcement on official, as Cerny can see here, official letterhead. It has the principal's name, assistant principal's
like the presidential seal on the bottom.
Presidential seal. This guy went to the fucking upteenth degree on here, and we'll read this. I mean, Cerny, on first glance, without reading the content, definitely looks like an official. I would say the margins could use a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little tight. He could have indented a little bit.
That's okay. And there's no paragraph breaks, and there's some grammatical and punctuation issues. But at first glance, I could see how this might get.
Yeah.
You know. So it says, "Dear all male students, faculty, and members of this high school, this is principal." Also, oh no, he might be sunk. he's first sentence. He's impersonating the principal.
Yeah, that's not you want to start.
Yeah, no. As of September 20th, all biological male members of the district and wider state of New York now have to receive mandatory penis inspection due to the New York State Department of Health's newest healthcare code number 269C. This year's inspection will occur on Wednesday at approximately 11:45 to 1:45. Staff will be inspecting after school from 2 to 4. You'll be instructed over the loudspeaker as to when you should come for the inspection, and staff will send emails at designated times. All circumcised students will proceed to the cafeteria where they are to be called up, and all uncircumcised students will go to the auditorium. I think there's
So he says circumcised students.
Oh, there's a little oh yeah, he spelled it two different ways.
Circumcised.
So he should have hit this with a spell check.
Well, spell check, yeah.
Probably would have helped.
You're already on the official document, just a little word. I'm sure there's a little red squiggly underneath it. So.
Yeah.
Actually, because he capitalized each
it might have
letter,
thrown
it may have thrown it off. That's why.
Yeah. We'll call everyone up by grade level. To prepare for the inspection, all members must be clean and well kept. Any dirty penis will be sent away and quarantined for the rest of the student population. The inspection will analyze your penis length, width, and shape, both flaccid as well as erect. Oh, my God. A nurse will be there to ensure you can become erect when you need to. To avoid any complaints now, the nurses are a mix of both male and female, and you cannot choose which you receive prior to your inspection. Any person caught avoiding inspection will suffer heavy consequences, as well as anyone who makes fun of another student's penis. We do not condone any form of bullying, and if we are told students are being made fun of for their penis, the student in question making fun of penis's size, shape, color, and or width will be faced with expulsion. This is in all caps and underlined. Thank you for your cooperation this trying time as we try to manage this new mandate sent to us. And then I think, that does look like the presidential seal. Well, Cerny, how do you think this went? Maybe we can get a little bit more details.
Probably went over like a lead balloon with the principal.
I don't think he would have been. I don't think he would have been happy with this.
No, especially since this. Wait, what was his name? Oh, it was
like
I thought it was Mike Piazza, but never mind.
No, Mike Piazza also was in the news recently, as we saw,
supporting.
Now, what do you think happens to this kid who sent out this? I mean,
probably a suspension. I mean, he's
probably going to get suspended, right?
Yeah, it's probably just a suspension. I mean, their email. They probably have like a MailChimp for the school. And the password is probably like, let's say their, fucking mascot is like the Nighthawks. Yeah.
It'd be like N1 capital T-E H @W. It's something like that.
Something
the password.
very generic.
Something
like
super easy. And the kid just
Nighthawks 1 2 3.
Yep. And the kid
exclamation
just
point or something like that.
he just struck gold, which, I mean, I think, Cerny, if we would have had the means back in the day, I think we would have tried such. We would have tried to access such.
But we would have done a penis inspection. We'd have done like all girls to the locker room for whatever.
Yeah, we would have tried to see some titties.
Yeah,
because that's what we were in for. That's what we were in for back in the day. But hopefully, what if they sent this to like parents? If it got out to parents, that could be a problem.
I wonder because we have like an email, like I get one every day from
for the kids.
Yeah, it's like I'll get a text message too, which is like check your email, a text. It's like okay, it's very important, and it's usually like picture day. Like,
oh yeah,
okay, thank you. It's important.
Lasagna for lunch. Lasagna. We get those emails. Sometimes they send them out. I don't really read them. I've been busted. Oh,
or I don't. Sometimes I'm like, just start deleting them, and then it's like something.
There's a nugget of information.
What the fuck?
There.
I'm like, where the fuck did this come out? Like they sent an email. I'm like, oh damn. Well,
that's a good point, but. We were just we were talking about work a little bit before the mics went hot, but the phrase they sent an email, I think you have to understand what some people's inboxes look like and how when you work for, let's just say you put in the 8 hours, how many you're fielding and dodging, how many emails and Slacks.
Shit! I usually get roughly between 75 to 150 a day.
Those are just emails, plus it's not even counting your Slacks or your Teams notifications or whatever.
Exactly. So just emails.
So the last thing that you want to see come across your fucking phone at 7:30 at night is another email, let alone one from your kid's school.
I'm not reading them. And that's the other thing is they send
low
them
value
every day.
Usually.
They can't send them every day. I would
like,
I'm just
it's like let's get an example up right now.
Oh,
I'm talking.
so yeah, we have like an app that all the parents kind of have access to. Constella is what the one that we use. I don't know how readily used that is, but yes.
Well, here's this one. Our homecoming week's off to a great start. We expected to offer these activities and events to students that are prioritizing school health and safety. They start doing homecoming parade and homecoming rally. They just tell you what that is. And then I can get another one from, here's one for school funding form. If you want to donate to whatever the fuck it is, your school
any
funding
action
form.
items in this email?
No.
Just informative, purely informative of nature.
Purely informative, but it's every day. Sometimes I do it twice a day.
Jesus.
Yeah, I get one for don't forget to school picture day, and then you get another one at the end of the day. Picture day is a success, and we have this and this. So then when I get what we send to you, it's like, well, you send me something every fucking day. Then it's never prioritized. After a while, it's like after a while, it's like, okay, thanks.
Exactly. I get the same thing with stuff at work. There's whoever's emailing you, you're just like, it's too much, and I'd start ignoring them, and then it's where emails go to die.
So this is something I brought up at work because so there's people at work that like to do this. Let's over communicate. We can never communicate enough, and I say, yes, you can. You can over communicate.
Yeah.
No, that's
or the
good.
wrong type of communication.
That's not good. That's not good because if you just bury them with shit, they're going to stop listening. So then when you really want something to happen, it's going to be glossed over because it's like, oh, here goes another email from so-and-so. Fuck it, I'm not reading that shit. I do it. I'm guilty of it. Like I said, with the school, So I have this argument, and I'm in the minority at the moment. I think I'm grabbing some steam here.
It's like a grassroots type of effort.
Yeah,
like a Beto O'Rourke going for Texas governor or something like this.
Yes, exactly. So it's just, I think it's an older way of thinking. Like, we just got to communicate it. We over communicate. I'm like, that's not what you want to do. Because then you're white noise after a while. That's it.
That's why, the CEO doesn't send emails out every day about what's the status is.
A few people, if I get an email, I'm like, oh shit, I better read this.
Yep. You want your emails to carry a little bit more weight.
There's other people that I see it and I look at the title, I'm like, pfft.
Nope. Peons do not get they don't get their emails read. But
the school does that, so I think that they're in that same vein where it's like, we just gotta let them know. It's like, okay, thanks. You took a bunch of fucking pictures. I'll see them.
Can you
when you try to get me to buy them? So fuck it. What?
Can you unsubscribe?
No.
You should be able to. It should be like it's a violation of the Canned Spam Act.
I gotta take a look.
You should ask them.
Now I gotta take a look.
Just scroll down the bottom. Now, have you missed when homecoming? Did it just fly by and you never heard about it or anything, or you still somehow knew about it?
I'm not attending, so I don't give a shit about the homecoming.
Anybody need me to buy beer?
If everyone wants to go, they gotta let me know. But that's inside the house. But other than that,
yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing. Like the football homecoming game and all this stuff. It's like
I don't know about you, and maybe this is just me. So, when your kids get old enough to go to high school, are you going to be attending the homecoming football game?
I'm not dying to do that right now. The only reason I would be if one of my kids asked me to go,
or they were like,
if they're like, hey, mom and dad, you want to come to the game? We'd be like, sure.
I'll be all the games, but. Other than that,
yeah,
I'm not gonna watch somebody else's kid play football. I don't give a shit.
No, I don't even watch people who are good at football play football, let alone kids. I did
better things to do on Friday night.
I did see. We had a high school. I got the newsletter about the high school. How did I get that? I'm gonna have to look into it now. Not something I need to unsubscribe to now. But they were saying, they had all these rules. They said you can't come to the football game unless you have You have to be with this kid, with the student. So
That's fine.
just a random person can't just show up, I guess.
Now, what if? So I have one question for that one. What if they were a scout?
That's the exact thing I thought about.
Okay.
I think though it might have a special exception. Press.
Yeah.
Some sort of press badge or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I think that would be. That'd be good.
But yeah, imagine you're like the
little Billy, you're not getting your scholarship because they wouldn't let you in to watch you fucking run today.
The over restrictive crowd control measures put in by the high school have.
Scout couldn't watch you tote the rocks in this evening, so the scholarship just gone out the wind.
We know you're really just dropping dimes. You had 7 TDs, 450 passing yards, but sorry, Scout didn't have a kid he can come in with. So, I'd be like, hey kids, I'll let you take a rip off this jewel pin if you say I'm your dad and I walk into the game with you.
Although if I was like the dad of that kid that they're going to scout, be like, I'll watch from behind the chain link fence. That's your kid.
You take my place.
You're going to
take my place.
You're offer a scholarship, pay for their college. Then fuck, that's your child tonight, buddy.
Can I get you a drink? I'm going to hit the snack bar. You want like what would you get a scout? Probably something that probably not nachos because it's too much distraction.
Yeah. Probably.
So if the scout is there to watch,
something you can do with one hand, like a hot dog or a hamburger.
What about
maybe
pretzel?
Some chips? Just some chips. Oh, pretzel, yes.
And then some nacho sauce.
True. You don't want it. And actually, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing about it. You don't want anything that drips because if it drips down, they look down.
Yep.
Great play. They fucking miss it.
They're gonna miss it.
Nacho cheese on the shirt. It's over.
Last thing you want is him taking this nice bite of this soft pretzel right before the snap, and then there's a hut hike, and then the cheese drips, and he's distracted, and he goes down.
Oh damn it! He's like wiping his shirt like that.
Oh fuck! Over his it was his Broncos polo shirt, his Nike Broncos polo shirt, and a big old fucking mustard stain. And Junior just threw an 85-yard TD pass, thread the needle, and the scout missed it.
Dropping dimes.
Yeah, I would say maybe I would get. So I like the hot dog route. Throw some ketchup on there for him, like a proper hot dog.
On dry, so maybe onions.
Maybe, yeah.
Onions only.
And then maybe you need to get a little sweet. Maybe like a little
a Snickers.
A Snickers? Oh, yeah, you can't go on.
Okay, hungry white
Snickers.
Wait.
Yeah.
Snickers.
I was going to go Skittles, but also that's highly droppable.
Yeah.
Fumble. You would fumble the Snickers.
Yes,
Fumble the Skittles, rather. Yeah. But we didn't... Yeah. Well, the one scout that we know of that came to watch me pitch in high school saw all he needed to see before he fucking 180'd it right the fuck out of there.
Yep. And then wanted to talk about it at Hooters.
And apparently I left such an impression on him that he was able to remember my name.
Yes.
How was this years later? We haven't told.
Yeah, it was. It was because we were in college. Because we were drinking beer at
Hooters
at the bar.
And I was living in San Francisco, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or was that when I was like, I was living in San Francisco.
You were in
by
San
commuting.
Francisco.
Okay.
Because it was, we were 21. So we're drinking beer at the bar. That's right. And this guy was like, where you guys, what high school did you go? Wood Creek. Oh, I went inside. That's right. Well, first he was like, he was a scout. And I thought he was full of shit. Because, like, oh, I'm a scout. Like, okay.
Yeah.
No. He's like, he showed us, like, I did this. There's this kid. He's coming up. I remember he's saying, there's this kid coming up in the Reds organization. His name is Jay Bruce.
Yeah,
he's going to be legit. We draft. He's talking about it. Actually, he did come up, and he was
above
decent.
average player.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. He goes, oh, where did you guys play? Wood Creek. And then he's like, I went there once. We always thought it was for burger. Because he started talking about that, like a burger. He's like, yeah, we know about that kid. There's somebody else too. And he went through. There's this one kid. He pitched. He was Nicodemus. It's like, come again.
I couldn't imagine. I just wish when the name would have came out of his mouth, if we could have had a reaction video on your guys' face.
My mouth like hit the fucking floor. I was like, and I remember like turning to Tony and looking at him and looking back, like, come again? Yeah, Nicodemus. His name was like, I think he went by like Chipper or something. Like, hold on. Let me call it right now. We're like trying to like dial up. My fingers are smoking. I was trying to dial your fucking number so fast.
That's
not that he's a bad guy. Because it was like, that's our friend. Well, it's not that he's a bad guy. I said, no. This is great. This is great.
Oh my God. And it was
right now.
Braves, I believe, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
my team, I had rooted for my whole childhood growing up.
Yeah. Chipper.
Yeah. Yeah, duh. There you go. Oh man, I love hearing that story. That's one of my favorite stories ever.
It was like one of the wildest things. It was just like, we have to call him right now.
You guys called me and I was like, what? And I told my wife and she was probably like, what the fuck? What's going on here?
It was funny.
Oh, was that when that one waiter was working there that had a thing for Tony, and she went to our school, I think, too.
What was that?
And she went to our school, right?
Yeah, she went to Sac State.
Go Hornets.
Go Hornets. Yeah, she went there. Actually, I give her ride home a couple times.
Where does she live?
Oh, she lives in Sacramento. Okay. She lives not too far from the school, but I remember. I forget the first.
Was it kind of a little sketch?
Was that?
Was it a little sketch?
No, it was like, I need a ride home, and it was like, but we were at school, so it was like,
yeah.
Her friend gave her a ride, but then she got off early, went home, and she was gonna. And I was like, at first I was like, I don't really want to give her a ride home, but at that point in time, I thought, oh, this is for Tony.
This is that's a good solid for your buddy.
I'm like, I'll give you a ride home.
Oh, he's got good friends. He has nice friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And then I think after that, it was like, I think she was at Tony's house. Like, it was the next night. It was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, can you get right home? I was like, fucking Tony, what the fuck?
Yeah, what about the guy whose dick you're trying to suck? What about him? He could give you a ride home.
Yeah, he was sleeping.
But he won't.
No. Then you feel bad. I feel guilty. I'm gonna leave this person here.
But now, it's an easy. I'll just get you an Uber. No problem.
I know the man has a. As I think back, it's like, wow, if this was around in our day, this would be sweet.
Do you think that we would have got? Well, how were we getting around? Well, in San Francisco, we were just walking and taking
bus
and
walking
or walking. We probably would have got even more trashed, knowing that we could just until
there were some days I woke up. I was like,
God,
we walked this fucking far. Like, remember we walked to Jack in the Box?
I mean, we would literally be walking. One night we walked 20-something blocks home because we didn't want to pay for transportation.
When you're drunk, it didn't seem like it was like a flash. But then,
God, we were probably
walked the next day. We're like, holy shit!
And we're probably all sore because we're all out of shape.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, do we go run a marathon yesterday or what happened?
What the hell happened? I swear we only walked like a block or two.
Well, hold on. Here's a mini sirloin burger in my shorts, my cargo short pocket. I think it's coming together. It's coming together now.
Yeah. It's like the hangover.
What time?
Like Sherlock's.
What time will we wake up from these hangovers? I have no. Even.
Oh fuck!
We get up.
I think we wake up in time for breakfast.
Like we would go to the video cafe.
Blarney stuff. Video cafe too. We do either one.
That was a great spot. Rip.
Remember, we wake up and like my mouth would be like the Sahara Desert, be dry as shit. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Everything.
So this is interesting. So. Natalie was over yesterday, and they're talking about being 21 because they're not 21 yet. And boyfriend, he's turning 21, and their parents talking about going to Vegas and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay. Doing a whole thing.
So it's pretty funny. So they're like, well, we don't want everyone to drink too heavily on your 21st birthday because it'll ruin your weekend.
What the parents?
And she was telling me this, and she's like, so they said it'll ruin our weekend. I was like, they're talking about them. He's like, what do you mean? I said,
you're going to be good to go.
I said, I'm not allowed to tell you, but Chipper and I used to get trashed every day, and we would be fine by 11 a.m. and do it all. We'd run it back.
I'm not allowed to tell you, but
I'm going to tell you. We used to get fucking trashed.
Oh, it was
what? I said, the boneyard that we would drink. She's like, well, my friends and I had some drinks. I was like, no, I'm telling you, you can't even comprehend the boneyard that we would have. It would
reckless
be borderline,
abandon.
like our livers would be, the surprise still functions. And I said, but when you're 21, it's cool. Like you wake up, you have like a meal, some water, maybe a fucking beer, and you run it right back again.
Yeah, have a couple fried eggs and some toast for yourself. You'll be right back.
Yeah,
and
she's like,
that's when
so
the
they're
dog
talking
is.
about that.
Yeah.
There's no way they think that it's gonna ruin your weekend.
No, and honestly, that is, I'm like getting exhausted thinking about when my kids are going to be 21. How old was I? Just turning 6 soon. So what's that? 15 more years. So I will be 40. I'll be 50. No, 49.
Well, my dad could drink. You know, he can keep.
Yeah,
up
your
a
dad.
little bit. I mean, he's not going to go.
Here's the thing.
Over the board.
Here's the thing that I've learned with age. It's the pacing is better.
Yes.
You know, I think the problem when you're a kid or when you're 18 to
22.
when you first start drinking,
18 to early 20s, 25.
It's how fast you're drinking so fast your body can't tell you that you're poisoning yourself. And you're going to need to boot.
And then it's like all of a sudden it's like a light switch.
All of a sudden
you're underwater.
It just hits you, and then you haven't been hurt and broken enough times. It takes a decade of being broken on a regular basis from being hungover to finally beat it into your head. That
you drinks. I remember drinking so fast, and then especially I think it's like, you're sitting in a bar and you're drinking real quick. And you mix like beer, and then you do a shot, and then you do beer, and you do a shot, another shot, and it's like, and then you walk outside to get some fresh air, and that cold air hits you in the face, and you're like, oh my god, that's it. It used to put me under, underwater,
brings you back up, brings you back.
No, that used to put me down. I was like,
the cold water, because the
air hit me,
the drastic change.
It would just be like, oh boy. And then you knew, like, I made a mistake. Like, like in your mind, you're like, I've made a mistake, but there's like nothing you can do about it.
You start swaying like a big, tall fucking redwood tree. Just start swaying around.
You start thinking like, God, I wish I could have like 2 drinks back.
Yeah. You know what? How all these old people at work are telling me to mix a water in every once in a while. I should give that a shot because
I remember that. Like,
you
need some water.
Nice. Yeah. Now my move when I got a little bit too hot under the collar or too topped up, I would always go to where the airflow was, because this cold air kind of helps get me some fresh air, helps right the ship, or at least it just feels that I'm righting the ship. So do you remember at the Blarney Stone, that slider? They would have that sliding door to the back, the patio where everyone's ripping butts out there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would stand next to the patio and I would kind of have it open a little bit. If it was, you got to get a little fresh air in there, because that place would get.
Oh, that place would get hot.
Yeah, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Or how many St. Patrick's Day do you think we spent at the Blarney Stone, Cern? I think at least 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah, easily 3.
And they always are near your birthday as well, so it works out well for Cern.
It was March 11th for my birthday, and the 17th is St. Patty's Day, so they'd always run again. It's boo.
Yeah, it was. Oh mercy! It was a whole weekend, and that like taking the day off, because that's one you can't.
No, you can't miss. You can't come back. Even today, I'll go. Well, not in current times, but before a pandemic, we'd go out and have a beer, a couple beers, and for me, like some corned beef on St. Patty's Day.
Yep,
it's one of my favorites. Corned beef is, for me, corned beef is the best deli meat. That's the corned beef sandwich, the Reuben. That's
how you like the Reuben, not the pastrami Reuben.
No, I mean, I'll eat the pastrami Reuben, but if it says corned beef or pastrami, it's always corned beef.
Yeah. Now, sticking with the drinking topic, and now the corned beef topic. That one time I went to New York with Tony, because this just came up in my Facebook memories. And it's like, 12 years ago or whatever it was. It made me feel really old.
Yeah, I know.
The two, I'm sitting there and I just look at this picture and it's Tony. And, he's our friend and he's a silly goose. So
actually, it's his birthday today.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday.
The day of recording.
And his parents, who are nice people, and we hung out a lot in high school there, and his sisters, and then it's me and Cern. And I'm like, how did we get invited to his family's vacation?
No. And it was the three of us in the hotel room, and that was a fucking disaster.
That was not well thought out. But it was
Fresh 21, Chip, Cern, and Tony.
In New York City. The Big Apple. Which
and
we
it
had
was
never...
Remember, the bars didn't close till 4.
4.
We had extra 2 hours of drinking.
Oh, my God. We were out of our gourds excited for this.
Yeah.
And basically, the only thing the hotel served to do was a place to rest your head.
By the time we got back for like maybe an hour and a half to 3 hours, and then we would get back up. I don't know how Tony's dad kept up with us because he was there with us.
I don't know, man. Maybe
I think about it now. I'm like, fuck.
Maybe when the youngins are going so hard in the paint, the veterans are sitting out and just hitting the easy threes. So they're doing like 4-to-1 ratio, or they're mixing waters in, or they take a break. They're just playing it smarter than we were back. We got outsmarted, Cerny, is what happened.
I think he was. I think he was playing it smarter because we were going hard. Remember when we went to Coney Island? We got the 44-ounce fucking beers for like $5.
Oh my God!
And we started riding roller coasters.
It was in a styrofoam
like a
big gulp cup of like a warm, and we got on a weird Guinness kick there, and Irish style beers.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a red.
It
was like a red ale, and I remember getting this thing, and I remember not even enjoying it. But when you're 21 and there's beer in your hand, you can't not drink it.
It was at Nathan's, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
And if they gave that beer to me now, I'd take a sip and I would just throw it in the trash.
Like, nope.
Be like, I'm not wasting. I'm not getting set back and knocked down.
I remember it was 44 ounces. So I was like, holy shit, fuck yeah.
And we guzzled.
I remember we tried to bargain with the bootleg DVD lady out there.
Oh yeah, because they had the new Batman Begins.
The Dark Knight. That's right. The Dark Knight wasn't out yet. So this is obviously wasn't out on DVD. I think it was out on a movie. It was on. We saw it
in the theaters or something.
Yeah, so it's got to be like 2008.
Yeah.
It was.
And I don't know how this happened either, but it's probably like an email that went around, and they were like, "Here's the hotel." They found a hotel in Manhattan. And, Manhattan hotels are probably $300 a night at least. And I'm thinking, man, that's, for me, Cerny, and Tony, that's $100 a night each. And we're staying here for, I don't know, how long were we even there for? Like 4 days, 5 days?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really have $500.
I know, for 4.
And so I was like, well, I just did a quick search, and I'm like, why don't we just get this hotel? It's $90.
No, that's right.
And they're like, sure, let's do it. And it ended up being in Jamaica, Queens, and had a bullet hole in the elevator.
That's right. When we're walking up to the hotel, the guy pulled over.
Yeah.
You guys don't belong here. Like, no shit.
Yeah,
no
we caught on to that rather quickly.
It's too late now, buddy.
Yeah. But that hotel, I don't know. I think after we went to the world famous Carnegie Deli, which I think is since closed.
It's closed now, yeah.
And I was served the largest portion of sandwich I've ever.
Oh yeah, we all got us Reuben. Remember, because they said no sharing or.
Oh right, yeah, we couldn't. I'm like, don't worry. It had 8 slices of Swiss cheese on top.
Oh, it was like a fucking dinner plate.
It was open face, but instead of just one piece of bread, they like put both pieces of bread, and then they just piled on. I don't know.
And no wonder they're fucking closed. Their food costs must be
insane. Their margins were insane. Yeah. And after that sandwich, I'm not proud of this, but I severely clogged this toilet with a gnarly dump.
Yeah.
And we had to call the front desk to come unclog it.
After we let it sit there all day because he thought it would soften it up.
I thought it would, I thought it would loosen. And I'm spitting chewing tobacco on top. It's the whole thing is just disgusting, right? And so we come back after drinking and walking around New York City, and the toilet's still clogged. So we had to call down and
unclog it, and we were laughing.
He's not very happy.
He was looking at us in the mirror, like I thought, he could kill us.
He looked like he wanted to take that snake out and strangle all three of us individually.
Yeah,
because I wish I had the means to give that man $20. I'd hand him a nice Harriet Tubman for himself and say, "Here you go, thank you, and I'm sorry that you had to deal with this, but we had this deli situation last night." But
it was yeah. Man, I remember getting
sweating.
Remember we were like ride the subway home, or not home, but to the hotel.
Yeah,
and like we would be fucking like sitting there trash, and like people in their suits going to work.
We're literally going the opposite because we're going back, and people like we're leaving Manhattan as people are like getting on, or whatever it was, and I mean we're sitting. It's like, oh, good, a place to sit down and take a nap. Because we were literally like the end of the line on the subway track.
Yep. Yeah, we were.
And then
we would get back and the sun would be up when we would get back.
Yeah, that was something. And then we literally, that was probably 5 or 6 in the morning. And then we would be up by like 8 or 9.
8:39.
Ready to go.
And like go on to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island and do whatever,
Yeah. Looking up Harry Balls. See if any Harry Balls came through Ellis Island.
Kicked out of Ellis Island there. That was mess.
Excuse me, man. We paid $7 for this 2 minutes of internet search.
Time's up. Sorry.
Time's up.
But we just started. Time's up.
Did she turn our computer off? I think
people are looking up their long lost relatives. Look at Harry Balls.
We're just laughing Harry Balls. I guess I just noticed this now, but we were never invited to any more of their vacations.
No.
So
I think Adam to this day still says he's in a doghouse.
I think that
I believe it.
I could see that there was, because he just started hanging out with us, because then the girls went and they broke off with Tony's mom and they
would do some shopping or whatever they were doing. Who knows? We were just out.
We were just getting fucked up.
That's honestly we're in New York City. You think about it now, it's like sometimes I think back, I'm like,
oh my
wow,
God.
the situations we put ourselves in. Probably as I think about today, I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't do that again. Not in 10 years.
No.
I would.
No, but we had fun.
Yeah.
And that one pig, what was that pig bar? Rudy's. It had a statue of like a Porky Pig out
duct
front.
tape on the fucking seats.
And like $3 pitchers. That was a great dive bar that we were hitting all the dives because that's really kind of what aligned with our financial situation at the time.
Yeah. It was fun too.
It was good.
But yeah, and that's where you got an argument with the guy. Remember he bought the tennis balls from John McEnroe, recording allegedly.
Yeah, I think I probably snatched one from him. Did I grab one?
Yeah, Mary got pissed. Like, don't touch them. They're from John McEnroe. Like, please, just broke the seal on this fucking Wilsons. Get out of here.
He hits pins. He hits head tennis balls. I know that for a fact. He wouldn't solely up a Wilson tennis ball. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Would you? I don't think. Would you take any of your friends' kids on a vacation if they paid their own way?
It's hard to tell right now.
I don't know.
Because I don't want to be responsible for somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. How did my parents agree to it? Or maybe I just said I'm doing it.
I think we were 21, so we just went.
I just kind of went. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what's happening.
Well, I don't think you even lived with your parents. I think you were in San Francisco.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Because remember they had that big storm right before we were supposed to go. Our flight got delayed. So remember we stayed at my house, my parents' house. And we slept there.
Right.
And then.
Yeah, because we were supposed to fly at like 6 p.m. and then it ended up being like a red eye or something.
Yeah, it was like 4 a.m. or something crazy. We had to jump on and go.
Oh, wow.
We flew down to Long Beach. And then from there we went to New York.
Fun times. That was good.
It was.
Character building.
I would go back to New York again. It was fun.
It was good.
Maybe not do as hard as we did, but
yeah. I think there's finer pieces of New York to appreciate now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we just drank the whole time. Well, we did drink the whole time, but we saw the Empire State Building. We went to
2 different baseball stadiums
that don't exist anymore.
That's true.
Yankee and Shea.
And then a lot of all around Central Park, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island,
Wall Street,
because the bull had he has big balls hanging down. The Wall Street
you
bull.
were like holding them,
so
up
holding them
like
and
that.
caressing the balls. Which now you see why we opened the show reading a letter about penis inspections to bring it full circle.
Bring it back.
Bring it full circle. But I wouldn't touch that bull's balls without washing my hands first. They got to. Do you think they're sanitizing the bull now? They've got to be sanitizing Lysol on that bull.
Yeah, like at least at the end of the day, wash it down. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a mystery.
It is. Well, sometimes I think it's a mystery how we wound up with 50,000 plus downloads, Cerny, but
here we are.
Here we are. And you know what? I don't have 50,000 phones, so it can't all be me.
No, I don't have 50,000 phones either, so it's not all me. So it's coming from somewhere.
Somewhere. But if you want a Chip and Cern Show sticker, we got a bunch of stickers. Shoot us an email.
chipandcernshow@gmail.com, or just reach out to us on social media. Just search Chip and Cern Show, and we're there.
We're there. Just shoot us
and
whatever.
Listening.
We are active listeners there. Make sure everyone get jabbed up. Go get your COVID vaccine booster when it becomes available. Continue to wear your mask and all that sort of good stuff. And obviously you got to keep your penis
you got
to keep your penis very clean for these inspections.
Look how we got mandates.
Yes. And make sure if you're circumcised, you're headed to the cafeteria. And if you have the turtleneck on, you're headed to the auditorium. And until next time, I'm Chip.
Absurd.
Cheers.